So, we all know the importance of achieving our goals. After all, us as humans can only find fulfillment through the achievement of our goals. Whether or not it's a simple pay raise, it's running a marathon, it's achieving a certain physique, or passing a certain exam. But to achieve our goals, we need to focalize, we need to base ourselves on a sustained progress, a constant improvement of oneself in order to achieve their goals. Now, this sustained progress, let's imagine it as some sort of actual concrete thing. Imagine it has a body, it has arms, it has legs, it has a backbone. See, that backbone, if this sustained progress were to have a backbone, would be discipline and consistency. These are two extremely important things in achieving our goals. Let's start off with discipline. Discipline is commonly defined as to control your impulses, desires, and actions in order to achieve your goals. But I'm not too fond of that definition because I think that being that, it kind of becomes a synonym to willpower. But I believe that these two things are quite different to each other. See, this is how I would define them. And it's not a definition I gave them. I heard it from Hamza Ahmed, I think, almost 1 year ago, I'd say. He gave a definition to these three, but I believe that what he said was that motivation is pretty much to do something when you feel like doing it. Quite easy to comprehend. Then you have discipline and you have willpower. And discipline is to do something when you don't feel like doing it. So, for example, waking up and doing that cold shower in the morning. Or it's to do that workout when you really don't feel like doing it. Then we have willpower. Now, willpower is pretty much not a synonym, but pretty much the opposite. And it's to not do something when you do feel like doing it. So, for example, not eating the junk food when you really feel like eating it. Going to, let's say, the sushi bar or the grocery store to buy fresh food instead of going to the McDonald's, which is a lot easier and a lot more economically convenient, you could say. Or it's to not, let's say, fap and to instead do something more productive. See, the reason why discipline is so important is because most of the times you won't feel like doing something. Motivation won't be there most of the times. Yeah, sure, maybe you get into self-improvement, you start getting motivated, and for the first week or so, you grind, and there's no going back. But after, let's say, 2 weeks, you stop having that drive, that motivation. But the secret is that all you need to do to, let's say, re-achieve that drive is to keep on doing the stuff even when you don't feel like it. So that it becomes normal to do stuff both when you do and when you don't feel like it. It becomes normal to work out every day even when you don't feel like it. It becomes normal to take a cold shower even when you don't feel like it. It becomes normal to work first thing in the morning for 3 hours even when you don't feel like it. But we'll get more into the importance of discipline later. First, let's talk about consistency. Now, consistency, pretty simple to understand. It consists of doing those good habits on a constant basis to help achieve your goals. And it's something to apply on discipline, because to do those habits when you don't feel like doing them on a constant basis, that will help you achieve your goals. Now let's look at the 3 main benefits of discipline plus consistency. So first of all, they help build momentum. So we've talked about this before, but let's actually imagine an actual building. An actual building where each good habit is an actual building block. So you constantly do stuff that you don't feel like doing, and you start building on these blocks. And consistency is pretty much building them on a constant basis, having let's say, an almost equal amount of building blocks put on the building each day. And so as this building gets taller and taller, as the building blocks start to, let's say, go on top of each other, as they start to, let's say, increase and increase and increase until the building is really tall, that's pretty much building momentum. Second of all, it creates good habits. Now, pretty simple concept to understand. The more you do these things when you don't feel like them, as I previously mentioned, you start to be more used to doing them when you don't feel like doing them. So, constantly working out on a specific day, even when you don't feel like doing it, makes it a habit. So you're used to doing it that day, even when you don't feel like it. And same thing for all activities. Third of all, it improves focus and productivity. So for focus, a lot of people complain that they never get focused when they work. For example, a lot of people tell me they get low marks at school because they can't focus. But the secret to being able to focus is pretty much to just be disciplined, do the stuff constantly, and to do it consistently, and pretty much you'll start to work more focused. And same thing with productivity, you'll start to be more productive throughout the day. You'll start to get rid of all those bad habits you do. You'll start to watch less YouTube, less Netflix, and you'll start to be more productive and do more productive activities, as you're used to doing those good habits which you don't feel like doing on a constant basis. So you can see how all of these things are connected to each other. So the reason why we're talking about these principles of discipline and consistency is pretty much that they help you achieve anything. And by anything, I mean anything. We talked about our goals before, but even for pretty much something that you don't care about that much. For example, let's say passing an exam. You may be more focused in that period, let's say in being social, making new friends, because we all know that a lot of people in school prioritize being social rather than actually getting good marks, and I don't blame them. I too sometimes feel the same way. And by just, let's say, doing some lots of homework, studying a little bit every day, even when you don't feel like it, consistently, you'll manage to get good marks and still be able to focus mostly on what seems to feel like your goal at the moment. So, as I said, socializing, or maybe you are getting really good at a sport, you want to play football at a higher level, and so you focus more on football. By just being slightly disciplined and slightly consistent with your schoolwork, you could still find a way to get good marks. And that goes for anything that you are focused on at the moment and you want to focus on, but you feel like you can't due to school. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can drop a like or a comment and I'll appreciate it. But I'm grateful anyways because you decided to click on this video. You could have clicked on anything else. You could have watched some try not to laugh videos. You could have watched some, I don't know, some football video clips or whatever you enjoy watching. But you decided to watch this educational video from someone who may still only be 16, but who has improved himself a lot in the last year and who wants to share his knowledge with everyone else his age who maybe feels lost at the moment. So I've enjoyed making this video and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'm grateful that you decided to watch it. I'm being quite repetitive here, so let's just end the video. Keep a strong mind and stay like a lion.